All right, let's talk about something that holds pretty much all of us back at some point, right? The fear of rejection. We're going to completely dismantle that fear, piece by piece, right here, right now.
I know. That sounds like a pretty bold promise. But what if I told you we could actually rewire the way you think about rejection in just the next few minutes? Stick with me on this, and let's find out.
You know that knot you get in your stomach, that hesitation right before you hit send or make that call? Yeah, that feeling is so real. We've all been there. But the story we tell ourselves about what that feeling actually means, well, that's where we get it completely wrong.
Okay, so let's get right into the core of this misunderstanding. We've basically been taught to believe this myth that rejection equals failure. But the truth? It's so much more powerful. Rejection is actually proof that you had courage. It's simply the price of success.
This is the first big mental shift I want you to make. Rejection is not failure. Think of it as hard evidence that you were brave enough to even try. And just the act of trying, honestly, that's a win all by itself.
Or think about it like this. Rejection isn't some kind of penalty. It's an investment. It's the currency you spend to buy experience, to buy resilience. You're just paying your dues to level up your life.
Seriously, think about any success story you admire. Do you really think they got a yes on their very first try? No way. Getting overlooked is a totally normal, unavoidable step on the path to getting chosen. It's just part of the game.
So you pitch an idea, and the answer is no. You try again, maybe you tweak it a little, and the answer is still no.
But here's the thing. Every single no isn't a stop sign. It's a stepping stone. It's just more data that's pushing you closer and closer to that eventual awesome yes.
You can actually boil this whole process down to a really simple cycle. Step 1, you get rejected. Step 2, you take what you learned and you readjust. And step 3, you rise up stronger and way smarter than before. It's just a constant loop of getting better.
Which brings us to this final, really powerful reframe. What if that no wasn't a roadblock at all? What if it was just a signpost? See, it's not rejection, it's redirection. It's pointing you towards something that might be even better for you.
So let's talk about this fear we're so worried about. What even is it? Well, you can break it down with this great acronym. FEAR is just false evidence appearing real. That's it. It's just a story you're telling yourself about a bad outcome that hasn't even happened.
I mean, when you really stop and think about it, the fear of rejection is just fear of a future that only exists inside your own head. You're letting a complete fantasy dictate your reality. So, why would you ever give it that kind of power? This leads to a really important question then. If rejection isn't the real enemy, what is? What's the thing we should actually be afraid of?
This, right here, this is the real danger. Look, the sting of rejection, it's temporary. It fades. But that deep, gut-wrenching regret of staying stuck, of never knowing what you could have become, that should terrify you. Because that feeling can last a lifetime.
And let's just be real for a second. Think back to any time in your life when you experienced major growth. Was it when everything was super comfortable and easy? Of course not. It was when you were challenged, when you were pushed, when you had to overcome something tough. We all know that's the answer.
So really, it all comes down to a simple choice. On one side, you've got comfort. It feels safe, it's familiar, and it keeps you exactly where you are. But on the other side, you have courage. Yeah, it's uncertain, but it's the only place where real transformation can even begin.
And that right there is the ultimate takeaway. The victory isn't about getting the yes. The real win is just having the courage to show up in the first place, knowing that a no is a totally possible, even likely outcome. That single act, that's the start of everything.
So what's the bottom line? Stop running from rejection. Lean into it. See it for what it really is, a catalyst, a jetpack for your growth. Face rejection, and I promise you, you will grow faster than you ever thought possible.